welcome back to day 22 of the trading series. Today is the last day of this series. So, those of you who have been following along, thank you so much for watching the videos. I hope they have been helping you guys as far as my analysis goes, what I'm thinking at the time that I'm going through trades and breaking them down for you a little bit, my entering and exiting and stuff like that. But yeah, today is showing you guys April 30th trade. So, this will be the last day for Strategy Wars and for April's trades. If you guys like this, let me know. We have another Strategy Wars coming up on November, so I'll be participating in that trading tournament. And if you guys like this type of analysis video where I'm showing you guys like the trades I took for an entire month and showing you the accounts and stuff like that, please do let me know in the comments because I will make sure that I record along the trades that I'm taking in November so that way you guys can watch what that looks like. Okay, so let's get into this trade. So this trade is going to show you multi-time frame stuff. Just follow me here a bit. We're on US30, we're on the 1 hour time frame. Don't get worried about all this stuff all over the screen. I just want you to follow me with like the overall trend. So just look at the candles. Don't worry about all this writing. All of this will make sense once I drop to the 1 minute. But the overall trend has been bearish. You have a nice strong drop here. You have a bit of a pullback, and then you have a little bit of consolidation, and then another strong bearish candle with another drop. So overall trend here is bearish. So don't get stuck on this like retracement that happened. The overall trend is bearish, and that's what I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame. So when I'm dropping to my lower time frames, what I'm looking at is like where the market has been over here and what is my overall higher time frame trend. And are we looking like it's continuing in that direction? And the answer is yes, because yes, there was a retracement here, but the momentum has died off. It consolidated and the momentum has switched and died off and is now going back into the bearish overall trend. So I keep that I'm looking at the higher time frame. I'm keeping that in mind as I'm looking at the lower time frame. Drop to the 1 minute time frame, looking for a much cleaner entry, trying to get in a little bit earlier. So this is where you're going to see how I actually entered in my thought process based off of the 1 hour time frame. So we're still in US30, but we're just on the 1 minute time frame now. So what I had was this breakout of the zone. So you had a zone here, you have a huge candle, a nice strong bearish candle showing lots of momentum. And like I said, a switch back to the bearish side. You break a 1 hour level. That's what's marked here. You can see that this zone is a 1 hour level. And it was a nice, strong bearish pressure. So what I was waiting for the market to do, because I didn't want to enter at the close of this candle. Like, yes, it broke through, but I talked about this in the previous video, so you can watch last week's video. This is a massive candle, and I do not want to enter down here and have to put my stop loss all the way up here. So I was waiting to see if the market would come down a little bit, but then also come back and retest this 1 hour level. Because if it retests the 1 hour level, then I can keep a stop loss at the 1 hour level versus having to keep it all the way up here at the top of this candle. That's what I was waiting for. You can see the market does kind of dip down a little bit more, but then it finally does come up. It pops up here. This candle wicks in and does retest my 1 hour zone. And then it's followed by a nice strong bearish candle and smiley face. So I was happy with that. I actually was really happy with this candle. This is a reversal candle. When this candle printed, I pretty much knew on this candle I was getting in, but I did want to see it confirmed with the upside down bearish smiley face. And it price is kind of bouncing around. I mean, it did go down pretty quick, but it was bouncing around. So I got lucky that I was able to get in at a little bit of a better price. But you may have had to enter a little bit lower or potentially in the next candle, depending on like when you would be entering here. But like I said, I kind of already knew with this candle that I was getting ready to hit the enter button. I just needed the confirmation of the upside down smiley face. So I was able to enter in at a decent price here. But for some people, you may have entered in a little lower, but it still would have been worth it because you would just keep your stop loss. I went heavier. You'll see I kept my stop loss to cover the full zone, even though it had retested. You really don't need to do that. You could have entered here and then put your stop loss just slightly above the zone because it already retested here. I was being a little more cautious because I got a better price, so it didn't bother me to keep it. But if I had to get in a little bit lower, I probably would have just kept my stop loss right here and then targeted where I targeted to make the risk to reward worth it. But like I said, I got in at a decent price, and I didn't mind keeping my, stop loss a little safer if I could, and yeah. Anyhow, that's how that worked out. I entered in that point. I, kept my stop loss, like I said, at kinda at the top of that 1-hour level in case it did come back to retest a little deeper, but it already retested here, so I was pretty good with it, and it was a reversal candle, and I had this strong bearish candle with the bearish smiley face, like, lots of confluences telling me, like, I was good, but you know, I was just being extra cautious here, like I said, and you could have just kept it like just kind of like above this wick or so. And you would have gotten close here, but you wouldn't have gotten stopped out. But it would have been close, but you would have been okay. And then, I had more than enough room here though. So, anyhow, that's my thought process for my stop loss. And then the take profit, I was using a level to the left, which was on the 1-hour time frame. In here, you can kind of see where my take profit was at in the grand scheme of the 1-hour chart. And I was just using this level to the left. You can see I kind of just went a little like above that. I tend to do that. I've talked about that before. I'm like higher probability trades. I don't like to go all the way for like this little wick way down here. I'm going to try and capture as much price action as I can when it comes to my take profits because that's where there's more people at, and, I tend to do better when I do that, so I didn't go all the way to the bottom here, or all the way to the bottom of this zone. I went kind of in the middle and just slightly above it even a little bit, and that's what I was looking at there for my take profit, and so that like I said, I didn't need to push it down to this green line or even further. In hindsight, I would have gotten it. It looks like the market does come down there anyhow and quickly grabs it, but it's fine. 2.2 R was more than good. And that's this trade. Yes. So that was the idea behind it. I was just looking at the overall trend that was happening on the 1-hour time frame and then the continuation of it and then dropping to the 1-minute time frame to find a little bit of a better entry. And I did wait. Like I said, I did not take this initial break because this is just too big of a candle to be covering for me. I waited for that retest so that way I could get a little bit of a smaller stop loss and a better risk to reward, which at 2.2 R is great. I'm happy with that. And the take profit, just went over with you guys. So it's just going for a little bit of a higher probability, but targeting that area that was to the left on the 1 hour I'd showed you. And that's it for this trade. So I end the series. So that is the month of April, how Strategy Wars played out for me. Yeah, this though, like I said, was a demo account. We'll show you guys what the trades look like. So the US30 trade, this 2.2R, that's this one you're seeing here for 2,228. And the NASDAQ one, I didn't show on here. I was working with a reversal strategy that I'm still working with. So if you're asking me about it, I apologize. I recently just had a baby and went out, and the strategy kind of got put on hold while I've been out on maternity leave. But I will be picking that back up. But yeah, you're gonna see that in April. From April to June, I'd been testing this like reversal, like a breakout reversal strategy, and it kind of went on pause while I've been out on maternity leave. But I will be resuming that again. So if you guys are interested in like this reversal breakout strategy, I will keep you updated. But anyhow, I'm just showing you, I'll click through just because I wrote about it in here, just showing you like the terminal is closed out. There's no running trades. And then this was the demo account. So 100% transparency. This is demo. I did not make $8,000 on this account. This is play money. But just to show you the trade the last few days of Strategy Wars, like, while we were finishing up the month, and, I know some people have still asked me to this day, like, why did I use demo accounts? And the reason was is because I was competing for the team. So we were actually in the playoffs, and I've never won Strategy Wars for my team, like, which is awesome. So I finally had a chance to win, and of course, I was going to submit trades still, so I wanted to make sure I was submitting trades. even if I was done personally trading on my live accounts and I was, maybe not working with futures or something like that, I still wanted to be able to compete and be able to give my team points. So that's why I use the demo account. But yeah, I do use demo accounts too. That's another thing I do want to just like clarify. People ask that sometimes, and I've will use demo accounts. Like I've never stopped using them. I always practice things. Like I said, I'm in the description here. I was working on a new strategy, and I always run things on a demo account before I ever go live with them, and that's something I think that everybody should do. I don't think anybody is above demoing your strategies or your like whatever you might be working with, your maybe your risk management plan or something like that. You should always demo something before ever investing money into it and make sure that it actually works. So, huge fan of like journaling your stuff, testing it, and demoing stuff before you go live. I think that you need to be really confident in your system and what it is that you're doing and to know that your strategy works and that you know that it works. Like you know it inside and out. You know that it works from your back testing to your journaling to your risk management to your demoing. And that way, when it comes to going live, there's none of that like fear about it. Or if you start having a couple losses here or there, you know to be confident in your strategy still because it's going to work out because you've tested it so much and you've been through all of this already, all the emotions and stuff through your demo account or your journaling or through your back testing. So, yeah, I do all of those things. I know some people ask, like, why do I still do all that? And I absolutely still do it. And I do not treat my accounts any differently. And that's the other tip I will give. And that's my last tip before I end the series. I don't treat my accounts differently. I have kind of talked about that, like as to why I closed out my live account back on the 23rd of April. And it's because if I veer off of how I normally do things, it really messes me up mentally sometimes. So my takeaway here is that you are never above doing any of these things. So please make sure that you do them. I still do it all as well. This is it for this series. Thank you so much for watching. If it's helped you, please let me know. We have another strategy wars coming up in November. So if you guys would like to see similar content to this, I may be with a different team. We have some new indicators and some new strategies in the trading floor. Stay switch things up a bit. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet come November, but there may be something different. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of this, please let me know so that way I know to record and try to get those videos out a little bit faster. Otherwise, good luck to everybody. If you have questions, please let me know. You can leave them in the comments. I try my best to get back to people in the comments, but if you are in the community, you definitely can send me a message there, or you can always ask one of our staff members too. Like they all know my strategy pretty well at this point. But thank you so much to everybody for watching this series, and I will see you in the next video.